Hey, so I wanted to take you on my journey of trading, and so far I've learned that um, you have to have a system in place that works, that is predictable, and that has a statistical advantage, that has a probability of being successful. So when I mean trading, I mean day day trading, not investing, not leaving your money there and waiting for it to eventually go up or down. I mean actually day trading as an active participant in the market. So you're online, looking at charts, seeing patterns, and executing on a strategy you have. So a strategy is the thing that you are always tracking for. Your strategy is a pattern that's repetitive and it's predictable. Not 100% of the time is going to be predictable, but it has a high likelihood of happening when it does show up. And so it requires patience. Yes, it does. Everybody has their own strategy. There's many strategies that work. You just got to find the one that fits your emotions, your personality. And you're gonna hear that a lot because for others is minute by minute trades, for and other people is 5 minute intervals, 1 hour intervals, a day interval, or throughout the day. They just wait out throughout the whole market. It also depends on the market cap you're trading. You're either trading small cap stocks or large cap stocks, and it just depends greatly on which ones you are choosing. And the strategies will change. For large caps, recently I've been kind of creating a strategy that fits my criteria, and for me it's like I'm looking at how institutions may make their trades, and when I look at a chart, I just go for the breakouts or breakdowns, and I just waiting for a line to break that's created from the previous um, time that creates a chart, and it creates a line where it's kind of creating a support, and once that line gets broken a little bit, that's when I take a trade and it keeps going down more. So that's my strategy for large caps. Or small caps, I just go long, and it's the opposite, where you see a stock kind of bouncing off a ceiling. Once it breaks off the ceiling a little bit, I take a trade, and then it keeps going up because everybody's fearing of missing out. So, and I put a stop loss right below that line, somewhere where it has a little support. So there's another line here in the bottom, and I stop out there. Simple, just keeping it simple as possible. So that's the strategy part. Now the psychology part is something that is the most difficult part, and the best resource for that is Mark Douglas, in my opinion. I look at Mark Douglas on YouTube, and he's a great resource for getting you in the right mindset of what it means to put on a trade and the way to approach it. He approaches it in a not a trade by trade, but rather a sequence of trades approach. So that's his methodology. He calls it the methodology. His methodology is that you trade in a sequence of trades, not a trade by trade. Because in a trade by trade, you're looking at every trade like if it's unique, and this might be it, and it's all or nothing on this one. And if it fails, it's gonna mess up your confidence. It's gonna mess up your psychology. So that's why it doesn't work, because for some reason you trick yourself into thinking that this particular trade that you're taking right now is gonna work. In reality, what you should be doing is approaching it as like, oh, it's possible that's gonna happen. Let's see what happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But over a long period of trades, I'm gonna be profitable because my tested strategy, which I have tested paper trading or real money, whatever you want to do, over a period of time, has proven to be, let's say, 70% correct, and it has a certain amount of profitability. Doesn't necessarily mean because you're winning 80% of the time, doesn't really mean that those are really big moves that make it profitable. It could be that it makes you're correct by a little bit, but when you're wrong, you're really wrong, and you lose a lot of money. So that's also important, like the amount of potential you can make versus how often that potential presents itself. Another thing I should cover, I think that's it. Well, basically, that when approaching it from a sequence trades, it helps you forget about fear. You're pretty much careless. Like, I already have the system that I have pretty much tested works. I'm just gonna put it on the trade, and what happens happens, and I should come off profit positive. Don't look at your money and be like, man. Don't get too attached to it if you have a strategy that's proven. I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm not advising you to do what I do, but that's how I'm talking myself into putting on a trade, which is, hey, you have this strategy, you have tested it out, it works pretty much like 60% of the time, or it could work more if I'm more patient, basically, because I do lose patience and I'm just like, let me just put it on a trade. It looks like it's my strategy, but the more patient I am, the better. I'm trying to do more size, less trades. That's something I'm barely getting into, and I'm gonna have to get accustomed to seeing bigger losses, but also bigger gains. But also means that I'm gonna have to be waiting longer and being patient, sitting on my hands, waiting. If it doesn't show up throughout the whole day, it's fine. It's better to not make any money than to lose money. So that's all I have for today, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.